Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into CAEL Live. Today, we're testing your vocabulary. Hello again. My name is Ashwati, and if you're joining us for the first time, CAEL Live is an interactive series where we guide you through your journey to Canada as an international student. We talk about international student life, admissions, and much more. We also, of course, talk about the CAEL test. So if you're an international student looking to study in Canada, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be notified about our new episodes. In today's episode, we're playing a fun game with our interns, Karen and Crystal. Karen and Crystal are both university students who are exposed to academic English language regularly. Today, we will be testing their academic vocabulary knowledge with some vocabulary trivia. This episode is especially helpful for people who want to build their vocabulary, especially if you're planning to study in a Canadian university. Let's go play the game. Hello, Karen and Crystal. Thank you both for joining us. How are you doing, Crystal?
Oh, hi. I'm doing good today. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And how are you, Karen?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Wonderful. So like I mentioned before, Karen and Crystal are both university students. Karen, what are you studying and where do you go?
So currently I'm studying communications and business at SFU, Simon Fraser University.
And what about you, Crystal?
I'm currently studying sociology and commerce at UBC.
Okay, so we have a student from SFU and we have a student from UBC. Let's see how their academic trivia match up. So like I said, this is a fun trivia episode, so please don't stress if you don't know the answer. However, there are points and we will be announcing the winner at the end. So let me just quickly go through the rules for you. There are 3 rounds and each round will test your vocabulary. Well, the vocabulary quiz. The first person who lifts their hand up gets to answer first. And for those of you who are watching, please comment below if you know the answer or if you have a doubt, and we will answer it for you. Okay, let's start our show. You can already see the screen there. Let's go to our first round. Okay. So in this round, what you will have to do is very simply choose the correct synonym for the underlined term. One thing I want to say before I start this game is that if you're serious about building your vocabulary, we offer a vocabulary builder as well on our CAEL account. This is a small example of how the entire builder looks. It is a PDF that you can download you can purchase from our CAEL account and then download. It will be there in your account. You can also download it to your system and then practice on there. So there are 3 rounds here, and this will give you a brief idea of how our vocabulary builder is going to look like. Okay, so let's start our first question. Last week's solar eclipse was such a unique event that news outlets are still discussing it. So you need to pick a word from the options which sounds closest to what event it means. Okay, Karen.
Phenomenon?
And you will be correct. I want to see what the answer is as well. Wow, there's a drum roll. Yes, so you're right, Karen. Phenomenon is the right term for it. Phenomenon, event mean the same thing in this situation. So congratulations. Okay, let's go to the next question. After the product was featured in a popular movie, its sales shot up. Crystal?
Sword.
Let's see what the answer is. Is it sword? It is sword. Congratulations. I remember when the Minion movie came out, and I was obsessed with the Minion toys. I'm not a huge McDonald's fan, but just for that, I used to go get a Happy Meal, and I had 6 or 7 of them collected. They were just strewn all over the house. One of them would clap. It was really cute. So this is a great example. Okay, next question. Our goal is to analyze and record the nutritional content of your meal. Crystal?
Examine.
Yes, you are correct. It is examine. There you go. So one thing that's important, if we could go back to the options in the slide before, the thing is that when you talk about analyze, analyze has multiple meanings. Especially when I'm saying this because I was researching for this presentation and I was looking up meanings of analyze. So it's important for you to understand context. Analyze in this case means examine, but in some other case, it could mean something completely different. So that's why you should make sure that you know the word, what it means. And if you cannot understand what the word means, you should be able to understand it from context. Okay, next question. One of the consequences of international travel is the risk of jet lag when one arrives in a new time zone. Karen?
Results?
Let's see what the answer is. Its effects. So if we could go back to the previous slide, this question under our book in our academic vocabulary builder comes under commonly confused words. Effects and effects are usually confused by people. A lot of people. I get confused by them. You get confused by them. Everybody gets confused by them. They sound the same. And in this situation, effects makes more sense because one of the effects of international travel is the risk of jet lag. So, like, it's not the result of international travel. It's just one of the symptoms of international travel, if that's a better way to put it. The result of that would be misused, like the result of that would be uncomfortable sleep or a bad sleeping pattern. But jet lag is the effect, and the result is not being able to sleep properly. If that clarifies. So sorry, Karen, but we still have a lot of rounds to go. Okay, next question. Okay, so round 2, fill in the blank. It clearly states what it is. Choose the correct word to fill in the blank. Okay, let's go to our first question.
Hello everyone, good morning.
For centuries, scientists and philosophers blank that the earth was flat, but this was eventually discovered to be false.
2021 Lunar New Year celebration. So we have lots of the
Sorry, I was mute. Go ahead, Crystal.
Hypothesized.
I would like I see.
Let's see what the answer is.
Wow, we have so many people.
You are correct. Congratulations, Crystal. Okay, so this is basically very clear. Hypothesize is the same thing as the previous word, and something that you will often. This is something that you will often hear in academic contests. Hypothesize is a very common word. Analyzed, as we did previously. So this is a good way to kind of brush up your knowledge on your academic English language words. Okay, let's go to our next question. Despite many parks in the country being managed at the provincial level, this park is of such a large size that it's been given a blank status. Who's going for this? Yes, Karen.
Federal?
Let's see if you are correct. Woohoo! You are correct. It is federal. And again, this was easy. So in our book, the reason I keep coming back to our book is because I picked a few questions from the book so that you get a brief example of what is happening in our book. And in our book, the conversations and the questions are divided by topic. This falls under government and policies. There is also a question about science. There's also questions about diagrams, to give you a full kind of practice session of what it is that you can expect in the CAEL test, and more importantly, what you can expect in your university or college. So this is one such question. So do check out our book. I will link it in the description below. Next question. The giant panda is a bear blank to the south central China. Crystal?
Native.
Let's see if you are correct. Woohoo!
Hey.
You are correct. Another word for native is endemic in this context. The giant panda is a bear endemic to South Central China. The reason I didn't put endemic is because native, endemic, it can only be used in a context of it being native to, like an animal being native to something in most cases, but native is a general word. Like people usually tend to say my native place is back home. There is one of that you can be used in that conversation. That's why I wanted to use native here. But I have a question for you guys. What was your favorite subject in school? Karen, what
Art.
is
It was art.
Oh, you liked art? Oh my God, I was so bad at art when I was a kid. I absolutely did not like it. Crystal, what about you?
I also like art, but I was thinking like if like subject wise, I was like more into like social studies more than the sciences.
That's great. The reason I asked is because for me, my favorite subject was biology, and like I really like to learn about like animals and birds. Not so much plants, I guess. That's probably why I didn't like pursue it. But biology was my favorite question, which is why when I was making this quiz, this question really excited me. I was like, I know the answer to this. I mean, we all know the answer to this, but still, it was like fun. Okay, next question. The effects of blank asbestos exposure can be life-threatening.
Alcohol.
Crystal?
Prolonged.
Let's see if you are correct. Yay, you are. I knew that already. But so the reason I put this question, and if you go back to the list of options in the previous slide, you will see that, and Crystal, let me know if this is what confused you as well. A lot of like this sentence is grammatically correct no matter what you put there. The effects of compounded asbestos exposure can be life-threatening. The effects of varied asbestos exposure can, these are all sentences that are not grammatically incorrect. They still are right, but they're not true in the sense that you don't know, like you don't know if compounded asbestos exposure can be life-threatening, and you don't know if varied asbestos, but you do know that it's prolonged. So it's another example of like making sure you are aware of the context. And I do want to say that even though I'm not a CAEL test expert, Brandy is. So, while I am trying to like help you guys and guide you a little bit, it would be like you will have much more practice if you use the book. So do check out the book. Again, the book is like this. It's a game. So you have to pick the right word and it will give you a green if you're right. And if it's wrong, it'll give you an explanation, like a lengthy and more informative explanation, which is written by our experts. So I encourage you to check that book out. Okay, congratulations, Crystal. Next question. Yay, we are at round 3, which is our last round and a little confusing. This is antonyms. Synonyms means words that sound and mean not sound, words that mean the same. And antonyms mean word that means the opposite. So it's a little confusing because your brain is wired to pick the right synonym. So don't do that. Okay, first question. Also, sorry, congratulations, Amy, for guessing the correct answer. I saw your comment was shared here. Thank you so much for playing with us. Please keep playing with us. Choose the correct antonym for ambiguous. Karen.
Clear?
Yes, you will be correct. It is clear. Like I said, we have a book, and I've said that 400 times, but I was playing this, and the reason I said it was confusing because every time I saw something, I would pick the synonym because I was like, oh, I know this. And like my brain would, and it's also like not fair of them to put the synonym in the list. Like they could put other antonyms or they could put other words, but they choose to put the synonym because they want to confuse you. So it's a good test, guys. You should check out the book. Congratulations, Karen. Next question. Choose the correct antonym for comprise. Crystal?
Exclude.
Let's see if you are correct. You are correct. And I want to say Jimmy and Amy in the comments section are also killing it. That's amazing. I'm so glad you guys are playing with us. You will be able to understand your vocabulary. It's also a great way to practice. So congratulations and thank you for joining us. Okay, next question. Choose the correct antonym for surmise. You can do this, guys. I know you can. It's okay, no stress. So let me give you a clue. This is not a clue. This is an explanation. Surmise means to guess. Okay, Karen.
No.
Let's see if you are correct. So the answer is no, because I'm gonna do one thing and I'm gonna like get you the actual definition of it so that people who are watching can also understand, because this is kind of a complicated word. So surmise is a verb which means suppose, like suppose that something is true without having evidence to confirm it. So it's just it's guess, but like a supposition. It's not like just a wild guess. So surmise is a verb, so you can use it as a verb, but it also is a noun, a supposition that something may be true even though there is no evidence to confirm it. So an example sentence for when you want to use surmise as a verb would be, he surmised that something must be wrong, which means he guessed, he didn't know for sure. And a noun would be, Charles was glad to have his surmise confirmed. So do you understand the difference, like a noun and a verb? And I got this definition from Oxford Dictionary. I'm just Googling it. So I'm glad this question came here because it's a little confusing. Surmise means to guess, but in a more like kind of formal, fancy way. Okay, next question. Choose the correct antonym for proficient. Antonym. Karen?
Inept.
Let's see if you are correct. Woohoo! You are. Proficient means being good at something, being fluent at something. When it comes to language, like English language proficiency test. Inept means that you're not good at it or you're not an expert at it. So congratulations, Jimmy and Karen, for getting this right. Okay, next question. Oh, that's it. Huh, I thought we had one more, but never mind. I'm glad that we were able to play this game, and I hope Crystal and Karen, you enjoyed this. This is what you can see on screen for those of you who are watching. This is our book, Academic Vocabulary Builder Online, that I've been talking about continuously. If you enjoyed this game, there are more testing games in this book. So I only did 3 rounds of like 3 different things, but there are more. Like there's also an audio round where you hear things and then they ask you a question. It's a very good way to kind of practice before you write the CAEL test or before you write any other English language test if you're coming to study in Canada, because this Academic Vocabulary Builder Online has a lot of academic English language words to help you with your future in Canada as a student. Okay, so as it stands, Crystal has 6 points and Karen has 5. Congratulations, Crystal.
Thank you, thank you.
Go
Good job,
UBC.
Karen.
Congrats, Crystal.
Love it. Okay, thank you guys for joining us, Crystal and Karen. I'm really glad you joined us and we had a lot of fun, and I'm really impressed with your knowledge on the English language. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invite.
No worries, glad to have you. So some of you are asking if this video is going to be on YouTube. It will be on YouTube. Even though it's a live, it's going to stay in our YouTube channel for a long time. So don't worry about it. You can always come back later when you're more prepared to play the game again and see if you got all of it right. So no worries. And I'm glad you guys asked this question, because not a lot of people know that our lives stay on YouTube for a long time. So do check us out. And especially if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And more importantly, share it with anybody else you think might find it useful. I know that a lot of people are preparing to study in Canada, applications, everything else. So this is just a good way to kind of boost your chances. And even otherwise, it's just generally good to kind of build your vocabulary. So please share our link. It'll be in the description below. And you can also give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We also provide CAEL test lessons on a separate playlist. It is called CAEL Prep with Brandy. We drop a lesson every week. Please check it out. CAEL Prep with Brandy is a more traditional kind of CAEL test practice. So we go through reading, listening, writing, speaking, and then helping you kind of like figure out essay writing and things like that, how to read and how to make sure that you take notes well. So a lot of great content. And if there is some content that you want, particularly for CAEL test, please let us know in the comments, and we will try to incorporate it for you. If you are an international student living abroad or in Canada, you may be eligible for the CAEL scholarship if you took the CAEL test on or after July 2020, or if you're planning to take it in the near future, please do check us out. I will link our scholarship page below. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comments below. Lastly, you can now take the CAEL online in Mexico, Canada, and the USA. We are very excited about this. If test centers are close near you and you need an academic test for your university college applications in Canada, you now can take one at home. I will share the link in the description for you. Again, any questions, please let us know in the comments below. Our next episode will be on Thursday, March 4 at 11 a.m. PST. Please join us and also invite anyone else who is interested in studying in Canada. Again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for future videos. Until then, please stay safe and have a nice weekend.